This is just one video. I got another one I want to show you guys as well. But look at how they trapping her like this. Pushing her. Throwing her off. Just crazy, man.
Big injury news in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is going to miss the next 2 weeks with a quad strain, at least the next 2 weeks. And if it were to be exactly 2 weeks, that would be 4 games that she is going to miss at.
Caitlin Clark is down, yes. The Caitlin Clark and the WNBA may have just triggered its biggest disaster yet. For 7 straight years, she never sat out once. Steel. Unbreakable. Untouchable. But now? She's sidelined with a quad injury. The Fever say 2 weeks. Fans don't believe it. Not for a heartbeat. Because everyone remembers that final play against the Liberty. Last shot. Game on the line. She rose up, the crowd froze, and bang, the ball was stripped. No whistle. No foul. Just a chilling silence. That may have been the breaking point. Or maybe the cracks were already there. Either way, something feels sinister. Even head coach Stephanie White is fed up, ripping the refs herself. And then comes the shockwave. Doctors, real professionals, are demanding answers about the punishment Clark has endured all year. No protection. No consistency. Just hit after hit. So was this a freak accident, or did the league itself set her up for collapse? Stay close, because what follows could change the WNBA forever.
Jason Kenyon, the best game in over the last few days was Fever versus Liberty, no doubt. Went to 100. Nothing but great play, was refreshing, looked like a playoff game. Get well soon, Caitlin Clark.
No way, really?
Yeah, swear to God.
We're relevant. We're going to be relevant today.
Right. Well, no, it's just because I did have a question about that.
Okay.
And a quad injury for Caitlin Clark, and it's not necessarily like that per se, like the isolated quad injury or the Angel Reese stuff or anything about that. To me, Doc, it's more of no one had more taxing preseason. And I guess I'm talking about, because you've talked about mentality and injuries and the mental side of being injured. She is the face of women's basketball in the world right now. Is that fair?
Totally.
That's fair, right? Like, I'm not...
Let's rewind. This collapse didn't happen in some quiet practice, it erupted in prime time. A high-stakes showdown with the New York Liberty. Seconds melting away. Caitlin Clark, the face of the sport, has the ball. She rises for the three. And then? Natasha Cloud comes storming in. Not a light tap. Not a clean strip. A collision. Clark crumbles, hobbling off as the whistle stays frozen. The Fever brush it aside instantly, just a strain, 2 weeks at most. But the fans knew better. Her drive slowed. Her legs lost their bounce. That rhythm that made her unstoppable. Gone. And then comes the gut punch. Clark's season is finished. The injury's far worse than they ever admitted. And the cruelest twist? It's the same leg she battled in pre-season. She shrugged it off back then. Fought through pain. Played like a warrior. But the injury never truly healed. Even Coach White later confessed, no one caught what happened that night against the Liberty. Or so they say. But how could they possibly miss it?
Steph, do you know when Caitlin's injury happened?
I don't know when it happened. I know afterwards, we got a message that she had something going on with her leg, and that they were getting an MRI, and then we got the word yesterday.
Was it after, like, the Liberty game on Saturday?
Is that in our last game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Team doctor flagged it. No assistant coach spotted it. It was Caitlin herself who finally had to whisper the truth, "I'm hurt." That isn't just a mistake, it's negligence. This is the league's #1 attraction, the superstar they built an entire season around. And still, they ignored the flashing red signs. The wraps on her legs during breaks. The limp she tried to hide. The grit it took to mask agony with every step. She pushed through it because she's Caitlin Clark. She'd never abandon her teammates, her fans, or the league itself. But the question lingers, should she even have been on that court? Here's where it gets darker. Doctors are now speaking out. Some demanding a full-blown league investigation. Not just about one night, but about a pattern. How did the WNBA let its brightest star play through what looks like a worsening injury? How did they overlook something so glaring? Or worse, did they deliberately turn away?
This too far. The injury itself, Doc. Did they push her too far?
I did look into it a little bit. They're saying this is a different injury. It's a different part of her leg that's hurting. She did have a leg injury preseason, and this is more of the quad. So the quad, just to talk for a minute, is from your hip to your knee in the front of you.
Insiders are whispering numbers that don't sound real. Caitlin Clark has absorbed more punishment in 1 month than most veterans take in an entire year. Elbows to the ribs. Shoulders driving into her chest. Knees slamming her thigh. Off-ball contact designed to wound, not compete. And where are the whistles? Nowhere. The officials just watch, frozen, unwilling. If this were any other superstar, fouls would rain down every possession. Instead, Clark is left exposed. Let's not water this down. This isn't just sloppy officiating. It's reckless. It's dangerous. And it forces the chilling question, did the WNBA knowingly gamble with its brightest star's health just to keep the show alive?
So lads, today we're going to be talking about something that I don't want to talk about this, but I think I have to, because I believe that ignoring this is allowing the WNBA.
Think about it. From day one, the league leaned on Caitlin Clark like a crutch. Her face plastered on every billboard, every highlight reel, every TV spot. She was the ratings spike, the ticket frenzy, the merchandise empire. And while the WNBA pocketed every dollar her spotlight created, what did they return? Nothing. No shield. No safeguard. Just exposure, cameras, and a non-stop beating on the hardwood. That's not oversight, it's exploitation. To cash in on her brilliance while ignoring the destruction happening in plain sight? That's not business. That's betrayal. And betrayal doesn't fade, it carves scars that never heal.
See, after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning. Like, Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not.
Caitlin Clark is no ordinary athlete. She's the phenomenon who broke the mold. Her college games smashed attendance records. Her leap to the WNBA lit the league on fire overnight. She sold out arenas from coast to coast. Tickets flipped for triple the price. ESPN, ABC, NBA legends, everyone bowed to the spectacle she created. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, titans of the game, all praising her openly. She was legitimacy. She was market power. She was the reason people finally tuned in. And now? She's gone. Wiped off the court. And the WNBA is exposed. No safety net. No one else ready to carry that kind of weight. They bet everything on a single star, and now the empire they built is trembling like a house of cards.
Only had 2 million viewers. It peaked at 2 million viewers. And the reason it peaked at 2 million viewers was because it was it peaked at 2 million because the Fever game started late because it went.
So, how did the league react when Caitlin Clark went down? They didn't. Nothing. Not a tweet. Not a statement. Not even the courtesy of a get well soon. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert stayed silent. That silence was deafening. It screamed to fans, to players, and to Clark herself one chilling truth: performance meant more than her health. And when the story broke, compassion didn't trend, hate did. Social media erupted with venom. Mocking clips spread like wildfire. People sneered, calling her soft. Others said she had it coming, that she was nothing but hype. TikToks mocking her limp racked up millions. And the ugliest part? So much of that poison came from rival fan bases, especially those riding with Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Let's call it what it is, toxic. This isn't rivalry anymore. It's obsession. It's resentment. And when your brightest star is hurt and the crowd celebrates it, that's not passion, it's sickness eating at the culture of the league. And here's where it spirals. Clark wasn't just dropping 20 points a night. She was Indiana's engine. Her passing stretched defenses thin. Her vision carved open space. Her presence made every teammate rise. The numbers don't lie, with her on the floor, the Fever's offensive rating soared to 107.5. Without her? It plunges to 82.2. That's catastrophic. Coach Stephanie White is scrambling, trying to rebuild without her cornerstone. Aaliyah Boston now bears the weight inside. Kelsey Mitchell takes over the ball handling. Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham? They must step into shoes they've never filled. But here's the brutal truth, without Clark, the Fever's identity disappears. And the schedule ahead is merciless: Washington Mystics, Connecticut Sunday, Chicago Sky. 3 Predators waiting. 3 unforgiving tests. All without their leader. A skid isn't just likely, it's looming. And if it starts, Indiana's playoff dream could disintegrate into a lottery nightmare in weeks. But this isn't just about wins or standings. It's about momentum. About vision. About the fragile bridge between the WNBA and the millions who poured their hearts, wallets, and time into this journey. Caitlin Clark wasn't just shining, she was electric. From her very first game, it felt like history had stepped onto the court. ESPN ran features. ABC cleared primetime. Outlets that never cared suddenly couldn't look away. Advertisers poured money in. Sponsors rushed to sign her name. Tickets exploded. She turned casuals into believers. She wasn't just Indiana's star, she was the bridge between eras. A miracle in motion. And then came the injury. And with it? Silence. No tribute. No acknowledgement. No awareness push. Not even a simple tweet from the league. That silence killed the wave-like music screeching to a halt in a packed arena. The hype train didn't slow, it crashed. And here's the chilling truth, when your MVP-level star falls and the league doesn't flinch, that isn't an oversight. It's a signal. A signal that short-term profit outweighed long-term protection. That marketing mattered more than trust. And everyone saw it, fans, players, media. The silence itself became the headline. Because if Caitlin Clark can give everything, her body, her fire, her legacy, to lift this league, only to be injured and abandoned, what does that mean for anyone else? If the most valuable, most visible star can be ignored, what chance do the rest have? The WNBA had every opportunity to lead. To call fouls. To fine recklessness. To defend their crown jewel. Instead, they turned the court into a battlefield. A place where violence is optional and protection is invisible. And now, they've lost her. But maybe they've lost something far greater: trust. So now comes the question. Does the WNBA step forward? Do they own this failure? Will they apologize? Will they sit down with officials and change how the game is called? Or will they bury it, hoping fans forget, hoping Clark's absence fades into history's margins? Because let's be clear, if they don't act, they're gambling more than one player's future. They're gambling the very foundation they've built for decades. Fans are watching. Media is watching. Players are watching. And if they can't even protect Caitlin Clark, why would anyone else believe they'll be protected? The WNBA could lose everything it just gained: new fans, historic ratings, sold-out arenas, long-awaited credibility. All of it, gone in a flash. Because nobody wants to root for a league that sacrifices its stars. Nobody wants brilliance punished. This isn't about a quad injury anymore. It's about leadership. About trust. About what kind of league the WNBA wants to be. Will it rise? Or collapse under the weight of its own silence? This is bigger than basketball. It's a crisis of faith. Caitlin Clark deserved better. Indiana deserved better. The fans deserved better. A season that promised history now feels like a warning. So ask yourself, was it worth it? All the hype, all the pressure, all the profit, with no protection. The WNBA owes an answer. And the clock is ticking.